What's up, traders? Welcome to my stream. Finally, we got upgraded to 4K, which I'm pretty much excited. Hope you guys enjoy the new camera, plus the microphone. The microphone was also set on a low quality, but now it's a high quality. Anyway, it was a massive week today. 30K 729. My week here, the majority of the week came from one ticker, which is I think it was what was it? Trib. That was the only ticker I really sized in on because that day I was feeling it. So the thing you want to get out of this video is pretty much knowing when to bet, knowing when you're right. Sometimes you're gonna show up to the market, you're just going to not know. You're just gonna feel it, and you're like, "Yo, I know this setup is gonna work 150%, so I'm just gonna zone in on it." When you see that happening, I want you to put pedal to the metal and do your AA plus 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 size. I only felt it once, and that pretty much doubled my week on just one ticker. And the ticker was pretty much Hiho. No, it was. I'm sorry, it was Trib. I think it was on Tuesday or something, but the rest of them were pretty much base hits. Like the majority of them, I was like taking 1,000, taking 2,000, taking 500. My average gain has been around 1,300. My least, you can see all the data here. Anyway, so we're gonna walk through all my trades for this week. I'm green 4 out of 4 days this week. No mistakes. I followed my plan, and amazingly, I was rested, which was really important for me to be rested. And the market was hot. I'm sure it's gonna be hot the next couple of weeks. Make sure you use the link below and get started with trading. But we're gonna talk about my week, talk about my setups, and see like how amazing like this market has been. Pretty much this is pretty much the data for December 22 to 26. So pretty much my best gain so far has been which one was it? This is on 22nd. You can see, so market came out of this is a trip. This is my biggest gain so far. So if I were gonna look at trip, you can see so here the 134 to 169. This has been my biggest gain so far, which I pretty much profited. I don't know, it was about 40%. This has been the biggest trade of my week. Pretty much just double my week. Just one trade like this is going to double your week. So, so I want you to understand this trade, why I sized in on it, and I want you to, replicate it in the future. As you can see, that trib pretty much came up here on around 300,000 on a random. I don't know if it was a Tuesday or a Monday or whatever it was. We had really nice news. The news was legit. I got pretty much long. I looked at the daily. I was like, yo, this is a 123 breakout. It has solid news. If it breaks 123 right here, you can see a gap fill over here to 197. So from 123 to 197, this is the most money I can buy. My idea was to buy it at 123 and hold it. Initially, I went long a couple times. We kind of just chopped around, and you can see that right here we had a hammer candle. Right after this hammer candle, the thing pretty much went straight up. We kind of formed this support area. You can see how liquid this ticker was, because at one point I think I had around, I don't know, was it 30,000 shares or 40,000 shares? I had around 40,000 shares. So pretty much that's a pretty big position, right? But considering what I saw, since we were trading around 1 million shares per 1 minute, and if that's a lot of shares, you have to understand. Like, I look at a lot of tickers, and 1 million shares per 1 minute is very, 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 very liquid. You can see here that we traded all the way up to 2 million shares. So this is what I call a liquid setup, where you can just size in, and it's not gonna have a problem, taking your 10,000 shares, because it's trading 1 million shares per 1 minute. 10,000 shares mean nothing. So you buy it as it breaks 123. Solid news, nice float, all that. Actually, if I look at my trib right here, where was the trib? That's not the trib. This is kind of like trib was right here. This was my biggest setup. You can see at one point I had around I had around 60,000 shares. That's my most. And as I got close to 155, I kind of just sold and sold and sold and sold. So initially my long was around, so it was 60,000 shares. A pretty huge position in Trib. And the thing just worked out perfectly. The only ticker actually sized in, and then we got up to, I sold some here, and then I sold some here, and then soon enough 175 ended up being the top. So the reason for this trade, that is, not the same as all my other trades. My other trades were just, maybe a base hit, maybe, I didn't really size in on this one. The reason I sized into this one is because I saw the volume. If you come in here and see my week, a lot of these tickers didn't have that much volume as you might think. As you can see, so here let's just look at the volume here of some tickers. Like, you're gonna see what I mean. You can see, so Aussie, it was pulling around 200,000. That's the most it was pulling initially. That's not that great. You can see, so this one, FJet was pulling around 100,000. That was not ideal. Maybe HX, that was actually pulling pretty nicely, but this is a low price stock, so that doesn't count. You can see this ticker. This ticker is the only other liquid stock. Saidu was pretty much the very liquid. You can see around 1.2 million. So the reason for my ad is, like, I don't really add into this. This is PCLA. This is a lower price stock, but still liquid as hell. So you can see this one is 900,000. Hiko was 900,000, and it still ended up being a dud. You can see, so Sober. You can see, so Elog right here, 300,000. You can see most of them that I trade, they're around 300,000 minimum. When I see a ticker is like it's trading like 900,000 on the 1 minute, I'm very, very happy. Like, this one was trading around 1 million. Look at this one. ECDA was trading, as we bought the breakout, was trading around 1 million on the 1 minute, which is huge for small cap stocks. When you see 1 million on the 1 minute, it's like, I know I got to size in because it's liquid enough and I can get in and out quickly. Because most of them are like this, 200,000, 100,000. Anyway, so let's explain my day. Actually, this was Monday, I think. These were my trades for Monday. So we started out this week really strong. Like, everything came out of the gate really strong. The tickers were really strong. There was a lot of volatility this week. Just same thing I've been saying all along. Floats underneath 30 million, have a nice clean chart. Like, my criteria has been primarily the same. My criteria has been primarily the same. Floats under 30 mil. Like, a lot of other services just only trades under 10 million. My settings, to tell you the truth, are on under 30 million. I don't really like trading anything under 30 million. Anything over 30 million, because if I do trade stocks over 30 million, it's primarily short. If I do short 50, 60 million float, that those are the floats. News. I mean, you have to be in the market to understand, like, which one is a bad news, which one is a good news. Like, a typical good news will probably be like FDA approval, maybe 500 million investment, contract, cancer, phase 2, phase 3. Those are like primarily what you're looking for. Those are what you're looking for. Those are really, if I have a 500 million investment, that's really good. Or positive drug news, like if it's a biotech and Chinese stocks have been pretty much one of the best tickers that perform. Bio, Chinese, biotech, Chinese. Those have been primarily what you're gonna be looking for. Chinese stocks. And then you have to have a clean chart. You have to have a clean chart. What does that mean? A stock with range. Like, you can see that the ticker that I did trade, you can see all these tickers that I traded. You can see, Aussie had a textbook 225 breakout and lots of range. You can see, so here, FJet had a really nice 52-week breakout of 17. At first green day bounced at 10. All these tickers, HXHX has a really clean pre-market breakout of 65 and a daily breakout of 90. These are really clean setups. Saidu, we got up over here to 180, and we had some nice wedges going on here. We got up to 260. And the ticker I made the most out of, Trib, pretty clean chart. 123 breakout. Next resistance is 190. PCLA, another trend line breakout, and we got up to 50 cents. Hiho, another daily breakout of 130. We held and we pushed. Even though I lost money on Hiho, you can see sober here, clean 220 breakout, lots of room. So every time I buy a ticker, I'm wondering, like, where is the next resistance? That's really what I'm wondering. Where is the next resistance? So if I'm buying a ticker, I'm always wondering, hey, I buy it at $2. Where's the next resistance? Can I make more than 10%? Can I make 20%, 30%? If I buy it here, will I, where am I going to sell it? I always ask myself that question. You have to ask yourself that questions, because that's how trading is like. You have to really ask yourself that question. You can see the majority of them primarily were pretty decent. Anyway, so let's talk about. You can see this one as well, pretty clean chart. This one was clean chart. And I read a bunch of comments. I'm very similar to a lot of traders out there, and that's true. When I'm trading, under 1 milli float, I'm not like a scalper or anything. I try to give more than 10%. Some of my, like, if I look at all my trades, what is my average gains? Like you can see, so here, let's talk to AI in a bit. I'm gonna walk you through here to AI, and walk you through right here into AI. What does AI think about my trades over here? This is AI. These are my trades. If I input this data into AI right here, this is right here AI. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. So you can see, so all my trades are pretty much on my left screen. Trying to get you guys to see what I'm looking at. So I pretty much inputted all my JPEGs. Day 1, 2K, day 2, 4K, day 3, 7K, day 4, 16K overall. Then I input, like, what is my average percent gain for this week? For these trades. What is the percent gain I would expect? So you can see that the majority of these tickers, I'm usually nailing. You can see sober, break even, ELOG, whatever. So it pretty much just calculates how much I made on each of these trades. So you can see that my average percent gain is 9%, almost 9.5%. My average winning trade is around 19%. You can see, though, it's clear as day. Like, a lot of traders come in and compare me with other services, other traders. No, I have, AI here that I'm talking to. You can use it yourself. You can input all your data into Claude. Claude is pretty good. I just input it and they calculate it. My average win rate, winning trade is 19.25%. And my win rate 67%. I don't win on all of them. And my average percent gain per trade is around 10%. So that is really important data for me, because I really do make around 20% on each trade. I sell them too soon. A lot of these tickers, I sell them too soon. How many tickers had news? Many of these tickers had news the day I traded them. How many? Look, take a look. How many tickers had news the day I traded them? Let's talk to AI a bit, because a lot of you guys, um, like, a lot of you guys are not pretty much not examining your data. A lot of my trades have or might not have news, and pretty much, look, it's you can ask AI right here how many tickers had news, but the majority of them, you can see how AI is working here for me. But majority of my tickers, around 70% of them had news, and at least, majority of them were under 30 million. I don't think any of them were above 30 million. But let's see. Let's look at what AI is saying here. Sober had significant news around December 26th. Dharma had news around FJet had news. Ozzy had multiple news. Saidu had news. HXX checks. Trib has a so not all of them had news. 7 out of 10, 7 to 8 out of 13 tickers had significant news catalyst. You can see received NASDAQ non-compliance, ministry dissent contract news. This is pretty much 90 million investment. All this causing had news, private placement, substantial contracts, logistics. So, not it doesn't really have to have news, but I would prefer it to do. And what is the float of these tickers I traded? Are they all under 30 million or under 10 million? Like this is what I kind of like looking. I like to backtest my data. A lot of traders think that I looked at other videos and I copied them. No, I actually have my own data. See right here. It's not rocket science. You just have to look at your website. You have to trade every day and you have to input your data into AI and it will tell you what the float is, what your average gain, whether it had news. You just have to trade every day. That's something most of you guys don't do, and that's why I come in and I sell you a course and I'm picking it apart for you so you can pretty much understand it. So in this situation, based on, let's see, so the majority of them, you can see sober 2 million, 2.6 million, under 10 million, 3 million, data unavailable. So pretty much we had one ticker that was over 100 million. 30 to 40 million. We had Saidu, which was bigger. Ozzy, 27. So 11 out of 13 were under 30 million. 5 of them were under 10 million. And pretty much 85% of them were under 30 million. Only about 5 stocks were under 10 million. So I don't really necessarily trade all under 10 million. I only trade the majority of them. A majority I'm trading micro cap and nano cap. These are extremely small company, very volatile, low liquidity, higher risk reward. So this aligns perfectly with news driven. So this is actually very good information because that's what I like to do. That I primarily like to trade. Anyway, so let's take a look at my trades. Let's take a look at my trades over here. These were all my trades that I did this week. You can see, so FJet, so all these, 5 out of 6 tickers did have news. Let's try to pretty much move my so FJet, let's see, let's just walk through the slides. Pretty much Ozzy, I had some Friday longs from 220. I sold into the 4s. That's a over the weekend hold. Let's see, FJet, I held that one. Let's see, FJet, Saidu, and HXX checks. So we had FJet. I was buying it over here. I didn't make that much money, but I held 250 shares, amazingly. HXAX, we kind of pop up, come over here. We actually had a VWAP reclaim, but it doesn't happen that often. We VWAP reclaim, we held VWAP, we pushed, we broke pre-market. I bought, we ramped up, we got up to 85. I sell before the next resistance. So technically, if you buy the pre-market breakout at 65, the next resistance is like 89, which is perfectly fine. It actually made a nice trend line. It actually hit 150. Very nice. The next ticker was Saidu. I waited for a higher high. You can see a push back down, push back down, push back down, higher high. I buy it over here, sell it for a win. I actually sold into this resistance line, amazingly. I held, and then I bought it again here and sold here. So Saidu was a big win for me. Let's see, Saidu over here. And then you had HXAX. I traded that one. I traded FJ. I traded Saidu, and that was Monday. So this was all Monday, all green. This was me being rested, I guess. The more you sleep, the better you do. Honestly, that's just the nature of the business. And you can see that we had like 2 tickers over 350%. And then on Tuesday, I showed up and I did pedal to the metal on pretty much. Let me delete that. Okay, let me delete that. So we had Trib here. Trib here, we pop up. I notice the liquidity. I notice the daily breakout. I buy the daily breakout. It holds the daily breakout with a hammer candle. I hold, blah, 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 blah. We pop up. I take, what is the percent gain from, let's call it 123, 175. That's like 30%. That's a lot of coin there. That was like my best trade of the week. And I did that with size. The reason I did this with size, let me explain you why I did this with size on Trib. It's because last week was not that hot, and this week I saw that Monday was really hot, and then I decided, if it's really hot Monday, it's very likely to be on Tuesday. What I did was like I sized in much more size than I usually do into Trib, and I pretty much doubled my week because I calculated that, hey, this bull market, this hot market is going to continue tomorrow, and tomorrow was Tuesday, and I saw Trib and it fit my criteria, and I sized in. That's really the reason why I sized into Trib. Let's see. So we got Trib, which I sized in. Very nice. 123 up to 175. Then you had FCell. FCell, we pop up. I see the trend line. I chase it. I make a quick profit. And this thing just had some trend line breakouts. We got up to 150. Look at that. 50. FCell, nice news. I buy the pre-market breakout. I sell for a profit. I was late on Picasa, by the way. I only make. I also traded Hiho, which I lost. A lot of traders think I win on every ticker. That's not right. We had Hiho here try to do a VWAP reclaim, and we failed. And then I lost. That was just the nature of the business. Sometimes you lose, but that's just fine. On this was on Thursday because I think Wednesday was off. So Sober fit all my criteria. Daily breakout, low float, first green day, 230 breakout point. You can see 230 breakout point. Where's the next resistance if I buy it at 230? Liquidity was around 1 million. I buy it as we break the 230. And I sell it real quick. I even buy the trend line, and I ended up having pretty green day on Sober. I actually had a lot more on the table because I was sized in a little bit more at 240 when I sold at 290. But I kind of gave some back because I held a little too long. But it was definitely something, I could have made more money on Sober because Sober looked exactly like Tibber. If you go back to my Trib trade, you see 126 breakout, next resistance $2. So if you go to Sober here, you see 220 breakout, next resistance $3. Soon enough, we hit $3. We hit 295. So from 220 to 295, I'm very happy with that. So I could have sized into this one. We got some ELOG. So ELOG pop up 300,000. Actually, this was the only micro float that I've seen. I think this ticker was around under 1 milli float. So we pop up, come around here. Very nice, 300,000. Downtrend break. I buy 220, corresponds with the daily, with the pre-market breakout. I sell 260. I actually missed this downtrend because I'm a wussy. They chased it up all the way up to $3. I kind of get another 10 cents and then it flops. So these was an example of a ticker with good revenue. So I did make some money on ELOG. I did lose on Dharma. You can see sometimes I chase them. That's ELOG. There we go. So where's Dharma? There we go. Dharma. You can see we pop up. We had a wedge. I buy it and I sell it. Dharma I didn't really like. You can see this is not a clean chart. I didn't like Dharma. I think the reason I didn't like Dharma is because the news on it was just NASDAQ listing or NASDAQ compliance or something like that. I didn't really like that news. And soon enough, the ticker pretty much rolled over and sold. So not all of them are going to work out like exactly. And this ticker, again, MWG, this ticker had good earnings. So if I were going to buy it at 40, we got up to 60. I didn't buy it at 40 because wasn't awake at 5:30 in the morning. I missed the pre-market breakout of 550. I missed the downtrend break at 50. I even chased it at 60 and I lost. So I got out of that trade. Pretty much ended up being a red. And then we got Friday here. Friday, I had two movers, CANF and ECDA. ECDA fit all my criteria. Liquidity was intact. I bought it at 140. Where's the next resistance? 230. Had news. Liquidity was there. Low flow 2 million. Wedge pre-market opening range breakout. Really nice. Buy it at 140 as we got up to here with liquidity. We got up to $2, and that's the ticker I made a little bit more. And then I did lose on can, if you can see. So here we pop up over here. I think the 30 break is going to push me down to 38 or 39. Soon enough, we pop up, we pop up. The thing did have news on positive pattern news, but the pattern news usually. So in the past, I used to trade a lot of tickers. The ticker that I really liked was Patent News. Patent News is a really nice news article, and but in this situation, the Patent News did not hold gains. It did not go continuously straight up. Because in the past, I used to see these aftermarkets, and when they released Patent News, they kept going. So I ended up holding it for much longer than I should. And next thing you know, I'm down on the ticker around 1K. So not all of them are gonna be as easy as the ones like even this one buying it at 30, we do have room for 38, 39. So my risk management was all right. I picked the right ticker with the news, with the float, with the trend line, with right market, but sadly this ticker, this ticker did not hold. That's it was trading 300,000 on the 1 minute, very liquid. Sadly, some of them they're just not gonna hold. They're just not gonna work. It's just the nature of the business. You have to recognize when they don't. So I do have multiple strategies. Somebody left a comment. I kind of removed the comment because it was annoying, comparing me to other traders, like because I don't listen to any other traders. I don't watch any other YouTubers out there. In my stream I don't watch YouTubers at all. I don't watch traders at all. I don't watch strategies. I'm not interested in this people's strategy. I already have a strategy. I have 200 example 500 thousands of examples that I have built up a playbook about. I don't need more strategies how to make money in small cap market. What I do need, I like to get more psychology, get the psychology behind it, because the psychology behind it is what doubles my week. For example, on Tuesday I decided, because Monday was really hot, that the momentum is going to continue on Tuesday, and I didn't even think twice. I just doubled my position and I doubled my week. That's just that's what I'm focused on. I'm more focused on sizing rather than strategy, because my strategy I already have it locked in, and I'm selling you the course, which you can get in the link below. Other than that, it's been a fun week. I'm very excited about next week. Hope you guys enjoyed my newest microphone here, as well as my new camera. I'm using the same camera. I'm just using the different kind of wiring or whatever. But this is how it's gonna be. Hope you guys get in trading. Hit the link below if you watched so far. You can get half off your first month with using the hidden link. So it's gonna be a very hot, rest of the year, and very hot next year. Other than that, we're done here. It's just green, 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 and green, and that's what you should be looking for. Other than that, see you all in the next video, and peace out.